Yeah, it's the AV, the Experience Podcast, and today we're talking about positive relationships and solid dudes, and we're just gonna chop it up here. I have an in-house guest. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Cedrick from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Word. Welcome. And we're gonna jump right into it. I met this brother a couple of times. Had a chance to work with him. Seemed like a pretty solid dude to me.
I like to think so.
Yeah. And so I figured I'd have him on and talk to him. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with his social media, but he posts some interesting stuff. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
You're married.
I am.
How long has it been working? Is it your first marriage or what's happening?
First marriage, together since we were 16. Married since 2019.
2019.
20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah.
Strong. Well, how old are you now?
36.
Okay. Oh. All right. So what y'all can't see is his wife is off screen. And so we both keep looking at her for, I don't know, confirmation or something. I don't know.
I had to really think about it because, man, we've been together a lifetime, man.
Yeah, that's good. I'm on my second and we going strong for 19 years.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Tell us about this, because that's a long time.
Yeah.
Y'all been together for a long time. Children?
6 children. 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, and 4. Yeah, I got a whole tribe.
For real. So what is it like? I mean, I'm gonna get the nice stuff out first.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna ask the hard question.
For sure.
All right. So you got together, you start having children.
Mm-hmm.
You from here?
From Charlotte.
Okay. And so all your time has been here.
Yeah.
All right. So how is it the first child? Let's start with the first child.
Mm-hmm.
And when was the first child?
We were 21. So about.
Okay. So y'all were married and.
No, we weren't. We got married in 2019.
2019.
Yeah. So we were still boyfriend and girlfriend when we had our first son. We were 20. We were 20 when we got pregnant.
Okay. So were you out on your own?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So not a whole lot of. Well, did you have a lot of family help and assistance and all of that stuff? A good support system?
With our first son, yes. And it was mainly just, grandparents.
Okay. Your parents?
My mom.
Your mom.
And her mom.
Now, this is was your dad around?
No.
Any male figure, positive male role model around?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
In the house?
Not in the house. I got an older brother who's 13 years older than me, but it's hard to teach somebody how to be a man when you learn it yourself. You get what I mean?
I get it. I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
Of my siblings. And
for sure. It's a lot to put on a sibling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. I couldn't take it. So,
Yeah.
It is. I know. I know what it's about.
It's a lot, man.
Yeah, it is. Let's move up to 3. How did you know on your third child, how did you know how to be a good man, a good dude, a good father?
Oh, I was blessed. I had our third child was our daughter. Our first 2 were boys.
Okay.
And by our third child, I was pretty much kind of engraved in fatherhood. You know what I mean? Like I got the growing pains out the way with my first son.
Okay.
All our kids are 2 years apart.
Okay.
So it's like our second son comes along, we kind of in a rhythm as far as parenting goes.
Gotcha.
And then when we had our daughter, man, I'm locked in.
Okay. So let's back up then.
Okay.
First two sons. How did you know? With you being a man And you said by the third child, you was locked in, but the first two, if you didn't have a father in the house, how did you know how to be a good dad?
You know what? It wasn't that I knew. I didn't know what a good dad was, but I knew what a good dad wasn't. You get what I mean? So I didn't want to. I didn't want to repeat what I went. I know what it's like to grow up as a little boy in the inner city, no father, no good positive father figures around. But you see those people, and I'm a big learn by example, or I can learn from other people's mistakes, so I don't make the mistake type person.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I knew what kind of father I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be the kind of dad that didn't show up. I didn't want to be the kind of dad my kids couldn't reach out to. I didn't want to be the kind of dad that required my kids to reach out to him. You know what I mean? I wanted to always be somebody
right there
that could be there.
Got you. So with you growing up, did you have a street life?
Oh yeah.
And you I'm assuming you graduated?
I did.
All right. So with the street life mixed with knowing that being educated, are you teaching that to your children? I mean, to have, because some people they educate their children, give the children everything that they didn't have, and spoil them basically.
Right.
Without giving them the knowledge of how to survive without, basically.
True. You know what? For us, it's different because my kids didn't grow up under the same circumstances that I did.
Okay.
So they're not gonna know what it's like. I joke with people all the time. My mom worked third shift. My brother was out on his own by the time I hit about 14.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's 13 years older than me, but he was living his own life at that time.
Right.
So it was just me, my mom, and my younger sister. But my mom worked third shift. So I was the kid that you see 12, 13 walking down the street, Marvin Road in Charlotte, North Carolina, in Gridtown at 2, 3 in the morning, by myself, going back and forth to my friend's house because I was the youngest boy in my friend group.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So as far as like my kids, they won't have those experiences. You know what I mean? They got a father in the house. They got a set bedtime. They know homework is due before you go to sleep. They know you don't go to sleep in my house with a dirty kitchen.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Like those the things my mom kind of instilled in me, like that home training thing, they get that aspect. They don't necessarily need the street talk aspect of, oh, this is how you move, and because you're not in those environments.
From my understanding, your mom she had her stuff together basically.
For sure.
To instill those values in you as a peewee basically. I don't know if it came hard or if it was just something passed down from her parent, her mom or whatnot. But what I was saying about your children, you said they don't have to have that experience, and you don't have to talk to them about that, I guess you could say.
Well,
but
I don't. It's not like a conversation, say, where you would have to tell, like, I got a 15-year-old son, so I don't have to grab him and go, hey, when you out here, those boys over there, they aren't going anywhere. I don't have to do that with my son because he's smart enough.
Okay.
From just hearing me talk about my experiences.
Okay.
Go, I don't want to do that. We used to steal cars. That was our thing.
Okay.
We used to rob people. Horrible things to do to somebody as a kid, and we weren't doing it not necessarily like we really needed the money. It's because the people around us made it like, this is how you get your name, this is how you get your image, this is what a tough man is.
Right.
What, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So I don't have to tell my son not to do those things. He don't have those type of people around him. He's not looking for a father figure in the wrong places. He got a father figure.
Gotcha.
He's being raised by, his father.
Okay, so with that being said, experience is not the best teacher.
For sure.
Not or is. The reason
I don't think experience. I don't think you have to experience something to learn something. I think you can learn from other people's experiences. You know what I mean? I don't need to know what 15 years in prison look like to know I never want to go to prison for 15 years. You get what I mean?
So my road the road that I traveled to get to where I am right now, I always thought the hard way was the best way.
For sure.
And I always thought that experience was the best teacher. So I experienced a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. Some stuff that messed up my life just didn't go right.
Yeah.
I have a father, but he, like you, he was there, but we didn't have any talks about the street life or nothing like that. And plus, growing up in the hood, all the people that I was surrounded by was hood people. That was my hood. So,
but they were the best people too.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Most definitely. That's where I learned most of my life lessons from. Yeah. I guess you could say, female and male.
I tell my wife all the time, if I had to, I know what my dad is. My dad is alive and well.
Okay.
He lives in Charlotte. We don't interact or talk or anything, but you know what I mean?
Like, you know who he is.
Yeah. And if I wanted to call him, I could call him.
Okay.
But whatever. My sister keeps in contact with him.
Okay.
I have a half brother who keeps in contact with him as well. I always say, if I had to say, if someone back in the day, somebody say, "Who's your dad?" I would reference another gentleman, and he wasn't even my dad, no blood relation, not a friend of the family, but he was a guy from our neighborhood who was always around. You get what I mean? Like, he was always everybody's dad.
Yeah.
And he had his own kids in the neighborhood, but he was just like, he'd stop and talk to us. You know what I mean? Fresh out of prison. I remember the first time I met him, I was at a swimming pool, and I told him I had taught myself how to swim, and he was like, "Man, I used to be a lifeguard in the '80s, blah blah blah." And I see him every day. This is an older guy, like 50 years old. And I'm like 13, 14. If I needed, bus fare or anything, haircut money, he'd come by. "Hey man, go get your haircut. It go $10."
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I still would reference him and say, "Man, that's who I learned manhood from."
Okay.
That's who I learned fatherhood from, because I saw somebody who had biological kids of his own still father other young men in the area like they were his own. You know what I mean? He looked at them like they were his too.
So that was a big influence on your life then.
For sure.
Yeah. So okay, I can dig it. Now, let's get back to the relationship part.
Okay.
Not having a father in the house, how did you see yourself in a relationship? And you already said that you and your wife got together at a young age. Did you emulate? Some stuff happened genetically. I always say that we can choose our lifestyle, and you said your children don't have to choose because they got you in the house. For sure. But for you personally, you had to choose your lifestyle because you didn't grow up with it, I guess you could say. Absolutely. As far as being a good stand-up dude. How did that affect your relationship as a peewee, as a youngster? Being in a relationship, we all was in relationships as young folk, but we played around, we cheated, we played with emotions, break hearts, and all that stuff. How did that work for you?
You go through the same growing pains, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're gonna I think too, because at that age, you don't know what you want.
Right.
And you don't know what it even looks like if it was in front of you. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks they're in love at 15, 16, 17.
True.
You think everybody you meet is going to be somebody you with forever.
Say with.
The thing
that
separates the people that becomes is just patience.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And grace, giving somebody the time to grow. You get what I mean? Giving somebody the understanding that I'm not there either.
Okay.
You get what I mean? But understanding we want to still do this together.
Okay.
It's easy to go, I'm not for you, you're not for me. Let's just go our separate ways. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. People have them conversations all day.
Did that happen? Did y'all break up to make up?
No.
Never broke up?
Never.
Man, that's all right right there.
I think a breakup means I think when people do on and off again, it's uncertainty. I never thought my soulmate would be someone else. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I didn't want it either. You get what I mean? Like I'm set on where I wanted to be early.
So was that all in your head, or did she play a part in being the great woman that you recognized?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I think you gotta live with a little bit of delusion with your reality. You know what I mean? So I might have been looking at it with rose-colored glasses, but it's because of the effort she puts in too.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or just how she makes me feel.
Okay. Okay. Well, that is, man, that's excellent. That's excellent because I wasn't the one until I hit 30. When I hit 30, I put my mind to it and said, "Look, I'm trying to be a husband, the best man that I possibly can to my wife." At the time, I wasn't married. I wasn't married at the time. I wanted to,
But
you
you were
know,
manifesting the next woman that I give
in
that
me,
energy.
yes, yes. In my mind, I had to make up in my mind that I wanted to be this person.
Right, right.
One woman since you were 16 years old and you are now
36.
36. That is 4 years over half your age.
Right.
The ups and the downs. I know it's been some downs.
For sure.
I know it's been some downs. What's the worst down that you can tell us about?
Man, there's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, give us, well, talk to the people, to the guys out there, to the young fellas that want to get married and, you know, that the experience they're more likely to run into than not.
You're going to feel, and this is for every man, young men, old men, so much our identity is tied to our ability to provide.
True.
In
True.
every aspect.
True.
Emotionally, financially, physically. You want to provide in the bedroom.
True.
You want to provide food on the table. You want to provide a roof over the head. You know what I mean?
Right. And protection.
And protection.
Yeah.
So because so much of our identity as men is wrapped up in the ability to provide, and because I was a young father, you running, I would say my lowest low, especially with my first son, was feeling like I wasn't providing enough. And it wasn't anything that my wife was doing.
Right.
It was pressure I was putting on myself.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
I got you.
Everybody around me is going, man, you're a great father. And I'm going, yeah, but it ain't enough.
Okay.
Because of the stuff, just the stuff you put on yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The requirements, the standards you set. Nobody else set them for you. But
Sure.
you set these standards that you've never even, you know what I mean, dreamt about. You going, I want them to do this. I want them to have this and that. And when you don't, or you are unable to provide those things, it does throw you off, especially as a man and as a father. As a single man with no kids and no wife, you go through it. You know what I mean?
Just not as much, not to that degree.
Not to that degree, but when you have people depending on you, especially when you got a woman looking at you, you always want to feel like I'm showing up in every way they need me to show up. And anytime not when she feel like it, but anytime you feel like you're not showing up there, then it shows up in other ways.
So did she add pressure to you though?
No, that's the crazy. I added pressure to me.
Yeah, but she didn't add to it.
I think the pressure, if I had to say my wife added a pressure to me, just her presence makes me want to be better, do better, give more. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now I'm a sidestep for a minute.
Okay.
What's your religious background?
Grew up Southern Baptist. My dad's a pastor. My mom was the church secretary. My grandma was the on the hymn choir. Now I identify as Muslim.
Okay, so growing up with that Christian background and their basic religion, I don't know if you heard.
I've been watching.
Okay,
yeah.
So I think they're along the same path, but Christianity. Do you think that instilled at a young age? Do you think that played a part in how you treated and how you thought about your woman?
No, because I grew up with I grew up in a religious household, but the men were all hoes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I was one of them people that went to church 5 days a week.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I know sister such and such is sleeping with deacon such and such.
Right.
Deacon such and such married to sister such and you know what I mean?
I got you.
So you grow up seeing that and you go, man, these people foul. You get what I mean?
According to Christianity, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I don't think religion played a part in it. Because even though I identify as Muslim, I share the same belief as you. I tell people all the time, the only difference I found in any book I ever read on religion was just the names. They switched the names.
That's right.
It'd be the same story. So I don't think relationship wise that being a Christian benefited my current relationship. I do think that someone like me who always needed some type of structure,
Okay.
I think it benefits people like that. You know what I mean?
That need.
Who need that structure?
Yep.
Who aren't,
Guidelines,
who
basically.
aren't outside thinkers. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think a lot of that is constructed around just not being able to think on your own. So you need that structure. You need to be in church 5-6 days a week. You need that guidance. Some people don't.
So I didn't. What type of Muslim are you? Are you Orthodox Muslim, or are you NOI Muslim, or
Talk about NOI, just Orthodox.
Okay.
Orthodox.
Okay. So with that, so my people, the people that was in my reality when I became Orthodox Muslim, it was even my wife. It was the thing on the table of having more than one wife.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it for real, but like you said earlier, it takes patience, and I don't have a lot of patience.
Right.
So I chose to deal with one or none. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just so happened my wife went along with me, and she's the one. And even though she was Orthodox Muslim too, she didn't want to. I don't think she wanted to participate in that.
Okay.
In your reality, did the people around you, did they question why you wanted to become Orthodox?
Nah, you know what it was? I've always been somebody who talked about faith and spirituality and religion. So nobody's ever asked me like, why did you choose to be Orthodox or not NOI or any of that stuff? You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I have a lot of friends who are NOI. I think we spoke about one of the chapters on Brookshire or something.
Yeah.
I told you I had an experience there and was like, oh nah, this ain't.
No, you didn't tell me about your experience. You just said that you were familiar with it. We were riding in a truck, and I said, "Yeah, I used to go to that one, that mosque right there." And you said you did too. You have too.
Yeah,
but you didn't tell me that was it.
I had an experience with a brother that his views were anti-black almost. You know what I mean?
Anti-black being in the NOI.
Being in the NOI, his views were kind of like his hostility was more toward black people than other people. You get what I mean? Like he was on this whole, we need to get these, and I'm like, yeah, but they look like you and me.
I do remember you saying that, something to that effect.
Yeah.
And I experienced the exact same thing.
Yeah, and that's not what all. I've met other brothers that go to that same chapter, and I'm like, you know, they're cool, but this, it just it rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay.
Because nobody else checked it. I don't necessarily have an issue with the whole NOI. It's just that one particular incident just made me go, nah, because y'all co-signing that same mentality. How we ever gonna get to a place where we feel truly free?
Okay.
If we looking at each other like we the enemies too.
That's right. With you being, well, let me ask you, when you was in the street and you did dirt, was it to our own? Was it to people that look like you? Look like us?
Rarely.
Oh, okay.
Rarely.
Okay.
Rarely.
Back to the Islam. Did you take advantage of, or do you, when you transition and up until today, when did you transition to?
2018.
A year before marriage.
Yep.
Did your wife did she go to?
No.
All right, now so
at the time, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. So how did it, was that stressful? Because in Orthodox, it's pushed that your wife or your woman, whoever, converts too.
As well. No, because at the time I was on a different path. You know what I mean? I'll explain it. I was it was 2018. I was selling weed.
Okay.
I was selling a lot of weed. I was super depressed though. Like I was making all this money and just super duper depressed. And I started it's weird. I started getting like these Islam quotes on my social media, like different pages or whatever.
Okay.
Was never looked up, you know what I mean, anything pertaining to Islam. It just started coming on my feed. And I started seeing this brother talk about Islam, and I was like, well, I've read the Quran before.
Okay.
But it never stuck.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, I'm gonna look into it some more. And I started looking and researching and jumping down that rabbit hole. And I said, man, this feels like home. And that was just for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's just how I felt at the time. I felt like Christianity wasn't serving me spiritually.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Um, and so I converted. I did my shahada with a dude named Muta, who he's he used to be in Tupac's outlaw group.
Okay. As a Muslim now for since 2018
Mhm.
to today, right?
Yes.
Has your wife
Yeah.
converted?
Yeah.
How many years? Or when did she? What year did she convert?
2021.
Years later.
3 years.
So how did that work? Because a household with a Muslim, especially a practicing Muslim.
Yeah. Which I was praying, I was fasting, but I don't really consider that practicing because I
Why
was
not?
still doing other things. I was still drinking. I was still triple sinning.
So Islam is not a snap your fingers,
It's not.
Holy Ghost
It's
type
not.
thing.
It's not.
Islam accepts you as is in hopes that you transition
For
to
sure.
a better life.
For sure.
So I know earlier I said when I went to the Kingdom Hall, I was welcomed with no judgment or whatnot.
Mhm.
They made me feel like, you just like us, no judgment. It made me feel good.
Yeah.
When I went to Islam, that was the exact same feeling, except it lasted longer, a whole lot longer, because I wasn't the traditional practicing Muslim either.
Yeah.
But they still made me feel
Like you.
was accepted and without judgment.
For sure.
So that made me do better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Did it have the same effect on you, or did you ever, just say, bump it? I ain't drinking, smoking, none of this, and so forth and so on.
See, and that's where I'm kind of like you, where my views on so much change.
Okay.
The more information I know.
Okay.
So I still say, I say now I'm more authentic in how I present myself as a Muslim. But I also say that my views have changed to a place where I don't necessarily, before I would tell you, you have to be a Muslim in order to be accepted by God. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now I'm a little more lenient because I don't speak for God. You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
And so I feel as though as long as you have a relationship, as long as you're a good person, as long as you treat people right, as long as you're authentic in who you are, that's who God wants us to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I saw your video, I literally was sitting there and I was like, this how I feel. This is
Okay.
what I tell people.
Okay.
And I think you're gonna go through that. My best friend is Buddhist. He Asian.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We've been best friends since we were 10 years old.
Okay.
And so I used to go with him to the temple when we were younger. You know, I would pop up or whatever and check it out. And it's the same story. Just be nice to people, be good to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what we want to hear,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure most men want to hear it anyway, about a relationship with your wife who's now a Muslim. And based on a couple of posts that I've seen of yours about women, what is, or if you don't have to talk about it, I mean, I know we're in the presence of
Yeah.
So, you doggone safe word, make it up as you go.
Okay.
How is that? How does it work? Is it working? What works? What's happening relationship wise? I know that you're a good father.
Yeah, for sure.
Do women play a major part in your marriage?
No.
Do women have a part in your marriage?
No.
Based on Islam, have y'all discussed other women in your marriage?
Yes.
Other wives or?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe in multiple wives.
Okay.
I don't think for me, I know it's gonna be 1,000 dudes who gonna go, man, I would love, well, my capacity, the type of patience I have,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't I couldn't love two women equally. I couldn't provide for two women equally,
Okay.
emotionally, physically, protect. Me personally, I just wouldn't be able to do that.
Same, and that's what I said. I don't have the patience for it.
It sounds good on paper. It looked good on paper. You're like, oh man, I got all this access. I think too that's where we go wrong too, because we're not thinking of it as um what it's intended for. We're thinking of it a lot of times from a sexual
Sex.
nature.
That's right.
I got 32 different flavors at the crib.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
That's exactly
Not
right.
that I got 2, 3 women I love at home. I
Mm-hmm.
got 3, 4 vaginas at home that I could choose from. This one do this one do that. This one got this type of shape. This one got this type of, you know what I mean?
But that's not what Islam teaches.
That's
That's not
not.
what it's about anyway. That's for the simple-minded dudes.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I can only speak for myself. If you could afford to take care of multiple, well, first of all, have you ever thought about it,
I've never put any serious thought into it.
having more than one wife?
Never.
Some guys, you still go to the masjid?
No. It's been a good minute.
Have you and your wife ever been to the masjid
Yeah.
together on a consistent basis?
Consistently, not really. Not in the last couple years.
When you did, and it don't even have to be in the masjid.
Mm-hmm.
Those, I was just referring to that because the women are there.
Mm-hmm.
But out in reality, in your reality, have you been attracted to the point to where you thought about saying, hey, she might be a prospect?
Nah. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't have, when people say wife, I think it's so much weight in that. You know what I mean?
It is.
And I don't look at it that lightly to where I'm like I'm recruiting. You get what I mean? Like I see somebody and based on attraction, I'm going, man, she'd make a good wife. I've never looked at anyone anyone and went, you know what? I think she'll make a great wife. I want that.
So what about friends? Do you have female friends?
Yeah.
You never come across a female friend that made that thought come through your head?
Never. It's
You different.
I don't, because how are we friends if I'm looking at you like I want to marry you, like I would potentially marry you,
So-
or bring you into my marriage as a potential wife?
So was your wife your friend before?
Yes.
All right, so that's how you look at your friends and think that thought.
But see, I wasn't her friend to be her friend. I was her friend to become her boyfriend
Okay.
to get the cheeks that would lead on to
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So I feel like if you're my female friend, I'm not looking at you for anything but friendship.
Have you ever wondered if she has ever had those thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah.
You wondered that?
No, I haven't. We discussed that. Those are
Okay.
those are conversations. I think every relationship you gotta have those conversations. We don't especially as we've gotten older because we've essentially grown up together.
Okay, that's right.
She's had me longer than my mother had me, and I've had her longer than her family's had her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you now.
So you gotta have those conversations with somebody that you sleep with at night.
That's
somebody
right.
that you say,
Wake up with.
I'm gonna wake up to you in the morning. I want to share this life with you. Sharing your life isn't just sharing bills and responsibility, but it's a whole life.
That's
You know,
right.
you only get one, and who you decide to share that with is probably the most important decision you ever gonna make in your life. Is who you decide to spend your life with. So I don't want it to be any blank space between us of conversations we never had or were afraid to have. We don't have that type of relationship
That's wonderful.
where
That's
you
beautiful.
can't come to me or I can't come to you.
That is
And
beautiful.
we put it on the table and discuss something.
In discussions, you've had some unwelcome discussions, some unpleasing discussions.
Mhm.
How do you resolve that? What does that look like in real time? Like if she came to you and said, look, Jose down the road kind of soft on me. What Hey, I ain't got nothing for him, but you know, if he push a little harder during y'all downtime.
What's downtime?
Downtime is when you're mad at each other. When you're not feeling, when you're not liking each other. Yeah, y'all still love each other, but don't like each other.
But see, like is more important than love in a relationship.
You think so?
Like is if I don't like you, how I love you.
You like your wife 24/7.
I like my wife 24/7.
You also love your wife 24/7.
I love my wife 24/7.
So that means y'all don't have any downtime.
No, what's downtime?
Downtime is when
you can be mad at me.
Oh, let's use that word. She's mad at you over an extended period of time.
I think if you with somebody that when they get mad at you, they start thinking of ways that they can disrespect you, you with the wrong person. Because if you're saying during our downtime, you know, if Jose holler at me again, I might be more inclined to take him up on the offer or flirt back or exchange information. Well, you wouldn't mind anyway. If you can get mad at me and decide now that your loyalty doesn't matter, your respect for me don't matter. If none of that.
Hey, move that microphone closer to your mouth so folk can hear this now.
So so if you're saying that I'm mad at somebody, if being mad can make you go do something hoish, male or female, then you a hoe from jump, and you just disguising yourself as a loyal spouse. Because if I have an argument with you, I'm not going to run to the strip club and go start sucking on nipples at the strip club. I'm gonna discuss it with you. Let's resolve this so it doesn't have to blow up, or let's just give each other some space and come back when we feeling like we can have that discussion. But I always say, I always feel like if you're used to a certain caliber of individual, then you don't act certain ways. So if you're used to getting guys, or if you're with a beautiful woman, you expect other guys to compliment your woman when you're not around. You expect other women to compliment your woman when you're not around. You want them for a certain reason. So it's naive to think, man, I got this beautiful woman. When she goes stop and get her morning coffee, that some guy who holding the door ain't going, "Good morning, beautiful."
That's right.
I'm expecting that.
Okay.
So I'm not walking around with the anxiety of, like some guys probably have, man, I just got an argument with my girl. She gonna go call her ex. I know it. Why you with her? You know what I mean?
Because people change. I don't think like that because I love my wife. I love my wife.
Yeah.
But if she decided to go somewhere else, I'm the type of person that can be like, well, like you just said, she ain't love me anyway. So it ain't no, you know, I grew from the time that we was together, but we ain't gonna be together no more. And it's time to move on. Either with somebody or by myself.
Right. Yeah.
But it's always a thought. I know she look at other dudes and I know other dudes look at her.
Right.
So yeah, like you were saying, it would be naive for me to think otherwise.
Right. That's why I don't believe in. I think when people do like, I'm mad at my girl, so I'm gonna go to work and flirt with the receptionist all day, and if something happens, something happened. Well, you was a hoe from jump, cause
no, I disagree with that one then, because flirting is different.
Flirting is flirting is an invitation to do something else. Flirting is a down payment on some cheeks.
I don't believe that one, because
if you're with somebody and you in a relationship, and we talking about like real flirting, like you know how people flirt.
Yeah.
So if you flirting, what we flirting for? We ain't trying to get to the real adult activities.
So I don't know if you into astrology and zodiacs and stuff like that. I'm a Libra, and I know what they say about Libras.
I'm married to one.
Okay. Ooh, Libra power. So I've been accused of flirting just by speaking on how I speak and, you know, whatnot.
See, that's different though. Because any guy with personality, you're going to get accused of flirting. Some people can't because some people have never, again, go back to, you've never had people be attracted to you. So you think everything is flirting. People who are used to communicating with people of the opposite sex, same sex, they don't look at everything as flirting. They look at it, I got a bubbly personality. People like talking to me. I talk and I show all 32 teeth. That's not flirting. That's me smiling and engaging in conversation.
Okay.
As opposed to somebody who has never been flirted with before or didn't have as many options or people entertain them. Now they think everything is a flirt.
All right. Okay. So we like I said, I knew this cat was a stand-up dude when I met him. Yeah, a solid cat is what I believed. And listening to him talk, it still sounds like he's a solid cat. You know, I don't live with him, so I can't say.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. We are coming up on our hour, so we're gonna wrap it up with a little bit of knowledge. We're gonna drop some knowledge.
Okay.
You are gonna drop some knowledge on some younger cats or older cats, whoever's listening is in the situation, who wants to be in a situation for a long period of time.
Okay.
Give them some solid advice on how it can be done. And everybody's not the same.
For sure.
We have different personalities, different emotions and feelings. People deal with different things differently. But on your advice, let's look at solid, concrete advice that worked for you.
Okay.
That might work for somebody else.
This is probably the most underrated piece of advice you can give to anybody in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, a sexual relationship, a marriage, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you got going on. I would say be honest. I think honesty is so overrated, so underrated, and people are so afraid of consequences that they rather die with the lie than just embrace honesty. I think you get through so much in a relationship by being honest about how you feel about things. Especially for men, don't ever be afraid to say when your feelings hurt. We
That's
turn our ego turns hurt feelings into resentment, which turns us into cheaters. And you
Or abusers.
Yeah. Or you mentally abusive, verbally abusive, physically abusive. But when that ego gets bruised or hurt, and we don't express that we've been hurt, or our ego is hurt, or our feelings been hurt, then we got to do something to feed that ego.
Right.
So you go where it can be watered, or where somebody else is telling you how great you are. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So just
That's
be
true.
honest. I think if people were honest with each other, if you honest about how you feel about something from jump, don't wait till y'all catch feelings and then be like, well, I wanted to tell you, I'm into polygamy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or I actually don't ever want to get married, but I'm in love with you now, though. You know what I mean? Like, be honest up front with what you want and how you want it.
That's easier said than done, because usually when people meet, they're not honest. They're putting on. I tell my wife all the time, stop playing.
Yeah.
I use that word all the time. I met your representative, and usually when people are not healed and not accepting of who they are and themselves or whatnot, that's pretty much who you meet, because they're trying to, I'm not going to use the word entrap, but they're trying to achieve or accomplish the set goal.
For sure, which is getting you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So when I'm just going to piggyback on what Cedrick said, start the honesty in the beginning. Immediately, exactly. Start the honesty in the beginning. If that person is for you, then either that person is going to accept you as who you are, which is what my wife did. I don't want a child to think my wife is the bad guy. But when I called myself being healed or transitioning to accepting me for all my flaws and my past and everything that I did, I came honest with everybody in the beginning. I just be me. And that's what happened. And so I can attest and confirm of the honesty part. You just be who you are in the beginning, and hopefully things work out.
And I think it is, I think when we say like it's easier said than done, I think that's just, I think so many people are just afraid to be themselves. They're afraid of rejection. You're afraid that honest you isn't, the authentic you isn't good enough. So you have to be the fake you. The representative is everything. The representative lines up on paper. You're this, in your mind. You're this, you done exaggerated your career,
Yeah.
you done exaggerated your lifestyle, you done exaggerated your feelings for somebody, and you're afraid that the real you doesn't add up the same way that the fake you does.
That's right.
And I feel like if you're honest from the beginning, nobody can say you played with their emotions.
That's right.
Nobody can say you manipulated them. People could look at you and go, I knew from jump that this, that, and the third was how this was going to go because he or she communicated that with me. Nobody wants to be left in the dark.
That's right.
I think when people say that, we hear women say it all the time. Just be honest with me and give me an option, and I can choose for myself.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily saying they're not saying that because you're going to get the answer that you want with your honesty. I think sometimes we think if I'm honest with you, but you react in a way to my honesty that makes me look like the bad person or makes me look like I hurt you, then it ain't worth being honest. You know what I mean? It's easier to lie to you because I feel like I'm protecting you. And when someone goes, if you just tell me the truth, then it's giving me the option. They're saying that because the lie is worse than the truth. The truth might hurt, but the lying to me gonna hurt more knowing that you wasting my time. So you told the truth. They didn't act hurt by it.
Right.
They accepted the truth and went on like it was okay.
Right.
But low key was
It hurt.
festering.
Right.
Yeah. Because some people don't want to be alone. Some people rather have somebody. And in that somebody they don't have nothing, but they feel like that nothing is something. So I'd rather have you've heard the story. Women would be like, well, at least he come home to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He done went out and he done knocked down 4-5 women that week.
Yes.
But as long as 10 p.m. come, you hear that key at the door, you have a sigh of relief and go, oh, I'm chosen because he decided to fall asleep over here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have those people who just want to have something.
And I found that to be the case in most older women. Most older women feel like that. I think y'all can, respond how you want to respond, but I think that's the case. Most older women put up with, well, I ain't gonna say put up. They think like that. They would rather
have somebody
than not
be alone.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I think that's just I think because it's older women, it could just be, and nobody wants to be alone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I always think
older men. I know older dudes who've never, they'll tell you, I'm 70 years old. I ain't never not had a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you might be 5-6 marriages in, but you
got
get them
somebody
like that. And they moving in a week, 2 weeks into the relationship because you just can't be alone.
Right. And I think men do that. Men will rotate women in and out, not to be alone.
For sure.
Women won't rotate. I mean, some will, but the idea is they keep that same one who's rotating. You know what I'm saying?
And two, I think women will try to outlast the other women. Guys don't do that.
That's okay.
I think
so it's like
it's always that one woman who's going, Steven might have 3-4 other ones, but he in love with me.
Okay.
And I'm just letting him get this out of his system.
Okay, I've heard that.
Until he get tired. Like men ever get tired of coochie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna let him finish doing this till he get tired, and then he'll come home to me and we'll be together.
Hey, look, we are going to take a break. I think we're going to take a break. We done ran over an hour. Okay. And I appreciate you coming through.
Absolutely.
And having this chat with us. And we'll talk about it. Right now, we're gonna bounce out. I don't know if we're going to take a break or if it's the end, because I got some more questions. Maybe we might have to do it some other time. I don't know. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. It's the AV Experience Podcast.